Everyone's talking about AI replacing jobs right now. And yeah, that's happening. But that's not the real story. The real story is at the exact same time jobs are disappearing, entirely new opportunities are being created. Just not for the same people. Not for the people who wait. Not for the people who figure it out later. The people winning right now are the ones who are learning how to use these tools early, while everyone else is still trying to understand what the heck's going on. And here's the crazy part. You no longer need a team. You don't need funding. You don't need experience. One person with the right AI tools can now build a real business faster than ever before. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I would start a one-person business using Claude AI if I had to start from zero today. Here's the thing most people miss. Every major shift in technology has created a wave of new wealth. The internet did, social media did, even smartphones did. And every single time, the people who moved early won big, not because they were smarter, but because they adapted faster. And AI is the same thing. But this time, it's different in one key way. It compresses time. What used to take months now takes weeks. What used to take weeks now takes days, not hours. You can research faster. You can write faster. You can test ideas faster, which means the barrier to building something real has never been lower. This isn't about working harder anymore, it's about leverage. And right now, AI is the biggest leverage shift we've seen in a long time. Quick question for you. If you had to start from zero today, no money, no audience, what kind of business would you build? Just think about it for a second, then drop it down below in the comments. We actually read these and it gives me a good sense of what you guys are trying to build right now. Also, as we go through this, I put together a full step-by-step playbook for this exact system, like the prompts, the workflow, everything. I have a team member dedicated to Claude AI. So if you want that, just comment playbook below and I'll send you the link. All right, before we get into the steps, we need to get clear on what we're actually building here, because this is where most people go wrong. We're not trying to build some massive startup. We are not trying to raise money. We're not trying to create something complicated that takes years to figure out. What we're building is simple. A lean one-person business that just generates income, can be run with AI leverage and grow without needing a full team. Low cost, fast launch, easy to iterate. Think of it less like building a company and more like building a system that generates cash flow for you. Something that works in the background while you just simply focus on improving it. That's the game. Step one, start from zero. So let's say you're starting from zero. No money, no audience, no existing business. Here's exactly what I do. First thing, I would not run ads. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but in the beginning, ads don't solve your problem. They actually amplify it, because if you don't know what works yet, you're just paying to learn slowly. Instead, I start with organic. And the reason is simple. Organic forces you to build the one skill that matters most right now, creating content that actually converts, not just views, not just likes, but attention that turns into interest. So here's the move. Pick a niche, something with real problems and real demand. Then use Claude to help you generate content ideas, hooks, scripts, angles, and start posting every day. Not perfectly, just consistently, because your goal in the beginning isn't to make money. It's to get feedback, it's to get in the reps, figure out what resonates, what doesn't, what people care about, and the faster you get that feedback, the faster you start moving in the right direction. Speed is your advantage here, not perfection. Step two, AI research system. Now, once you've started creating content, the next question becomes, what are you actually building around? And this is where most people get stuck. They either overthink it or they pick random ideas and hope something works. Instead, you want to use AI to remove the guesswork. So here's what I do. I'd go into Claude and start asking better questions. Things like, what problems are growing right now in this niche? What are people already paying for? Where's demand increasing or not declining? And if you don't know, ask Claude to help give you the right questions to ask it. and then you start narrowing things down. You're looking for ideas that are in demand, not overly saturated, and simple to execute, because you don't need a perfect idea. You need a good idea in a growing market. That's it. If the market is moving, you can figure out the rest as you go. And this step alone will save you months of going in the wrong direction, because instead of guessing, you're building based on signals. Step 3, build your offer. So now you've got direction, you've got a niche, you've got signals, you know where attention is. Now we turn that into something people actually pay for. And this is where people overcomplicate things. Your offer doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to be clear. Here's the simplest way to think about it. What's your problem? What's your solution? And what's the outcome someone gets? That's it. Then you take that into Claude and have it help you write the offer, refine your messaging, come up with positioning angles, and you iterate on it, because clarity always beats cleverness. If someone can understand what you do in a few seconds, they're way more likely to buy. But if they're confused, they leave. Now, so don't try to be impressive here, just be obvious. Step 4, systems and trust layer. Now, this is where most people either build a business or they accidentally build themselves a job. Because if everything depends on you, you don't have leverage. So at this stage, the focus shifts from doing to building systems. You want things handling, onboarding, communication, delivery, follow-up, without you needing to touch every single step. And there's another layer here that most people completely overlook: trust. Because it's not enough to do good work, people need to see that you do good work. That's where things like reviews come in. And in the AI era, this matters even more today than ever before, because reviews aren't just social proof anymore. They're signals that tell platforms and even AI whether your business is credible, relevant, and worth recommending. That's actually one of the reasons we built Reviewly, to automate that entire process, asking, following up, responding, without it feeling awkward or manual. Because even if you're a one-person business, you still need proof working for you in the background. That's how you build real leverage. Step 5, content equals your growth engine. Now, this is the part that either makes this work or it doesn't. Content. And not the kind of content most people think about. You don't need to go viral. You don't need crazy production. You don't even need to be perfect. You just need consistency and clarity. Your job with content is simple. Show people you understand their problem. Show them a better way, and do it over and over again. That's how trust builds. And again, this is where AI gives you leverage. You can use Claude to generate ideas, write scripts, test different hooks and angles. So instead of sitting there wondering what to post, you're just executing. And here's the key shift. Every piece of content that you put out isn't just content. It's a signal that builds authority, trust, and attention over time. And that's what brings people in. Step 6, testing and iteration. Now, here's a part most people don't want to hear. Not everything you try is going to work. In fact, most things don't, and that's normal. That's not failure. That's the process, because the goal isn't to get it right the first time. The goal is to figure out what works as fast as possible. And this is where AI gives you a huge advantage. You can test faster, you can adjust faster, you can try different angles, offers, and content without starting from scratch every time. So the mindset here is simple. Test, pay attention, adjust, and don't get emotionally attached to any one idea, because the people who win in this environment aren't the ones who guess right. They're the ones who iterate the fastest. Speed of learning is the real advantage. Now, let me be straight with you for a second. Everything I just showed you, it's simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy, because AI doesn't remove the hard parts. It just removes the friction and speeds things up. You still have to show up. You still have to stay consistent. You still have to push through when things don't work right away. And they won't work at first. That's part of it. AI helps you move faster, but it does not replace discipline. It does not replace patience. It definitely doesn't replace execution. So if you're expecting this to just work instantly, it probably won't. But if you're willing to stay in it long enough to learn what works, now that's where things start to click. If you're sitting here thinking, okay, I actually want to try this. I've already mapped out the whole thing for you, step by step, the exact prompts that I'd use and the ones that we've given to our own internal team. Remember, I have an AI expert on my team. The workflow, how to go from zero to your first results without guessing. It's all in a playbook that I had our team put together exactly for this. So if you want it, just comment playbook down below and our team will send you the link. And if you want help actually building this, not just watching videos, we've got a community where we break all of this down in real time. AI systems, business models, what's working right now in an over-the-shoulder format, and more importantly, people actually building things alongside of you. If that sounds like your kind of environment, you can join at agencystarterkit.com. The shift is happening either way. AI is changing how businesses are built. The only real question is, which side of it are you going to be on? The people using these tools to build leverage, or people waiting and trying to catch up later? Because right now, you don't need to figure everything out. You do not need a perfect plan. You just need to start. Start simple, start messy, figure it out as you go. Because the people who move now are the ones who are going to be way ahead later. All right, I'll see you in the next one.